On this episode of LTV News, we will be discussing the presidential debate, Karl Rove's visit to the college, terrorism reports, and more.
Hello and welcome to this episode of LTV News. I'm Brian Kem here with Rashida Ricketts. The first presidential debate last week between President Obama and his Republican challenger Mitt Romney ended not with a bang but with a whimper, as Romney eked out a win as Obama appeared distracted and distant. This was followed by a minor bump in the polls for Romney as the Obama campaign scrambles to regain its footing in the general election. This past week, the Board of Trustees voted on what to do with the surplus of money from the bond taken out to pay for the education building. The vote decided that the funds would go towards fixing underground infrastructure and paying for the campus-wide wireless fidelity, a project which should be completed by 2017.
TCNJ's football team brought in another win, 55-27 against Western Connecticut State University, Saturday, September 29th. Senior running back Justin Donalonsky led the team with a total of 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Lions totaled an impressive 576-yard offense. They made a great comeback after their previous Saturday game loss. I spoke with freshman quarterback Kyle Anderson, who stated, "We came together after our bye week and regrouped after our loss to Brockport." Kyle also talks about the potential win for our homecoming game. He says, "I am really excited for the homecoming game. The generations past college players will be there, so hopefully we can impress. And I'm sure they will. With a record of 2-2, anything is possible for our Lions." In world news, the Syrian government has accused the United States of becoming one of our worst nightmares. On Monday, October 1st, Syrian Foreign Minister Walid al-Mualim accused the U.S. and other countries at the United Nations General Assembly of supporting terrorism by funneling arms, money, and foreign fighters to rebels that are fighting to overthrow their president, Bashar al-Assad. Mualim argues that outside demands that Assad steps down are, quote, the blatant interference in the domestic affairs of Syria and the unity of the people and the sovereignty. The United States did not deny these allegations. The United States government just simply stated they are providing non-lethal support and not weapons. However, Musalim was still not satisfied and fires back that the state's interference with the domestic affairs within Syria lacks both moral and legal basis.
Republican strategist referred to as the architect of George W. Bush's re-election campaign came to speak at the college on Wednesday, October 10th, to discuss this year's presidential election. The controversial super PAC owner and strategist to Bush drew a bipolar crowd, and the question and answer segment of the speech was definitely a barn burner. We'll be right back with a special report. Welcome back. Now, here's LTV's special report. 2013 will be a sad season for TV watchers as 30 Rock, Community, and Parks and Recreation will get canceled and cease producing new episodes. The shows, usually garnering low ratings but attracting cult followings, followed the trajectory of shows such as Freaks and Geeks, Firefly, and Arrested Development, shows who failed to gain a large audience but whose popularity skyrocketed following their cancellation. But the season is not all for loss. Arrested Development, the story of the dysfunctional Bluth family and their travails at returning to normalcy, is currently producing new episodes and will premiere on Netflix this spring. The show, known for its intricate storylines, running gags, obscure pop culture references, and not so lovable characters, was doomed to lack the appeal of the standard crime procedurals and reality shows. However, shows with smart scripts are continually pushed off of the network airwaves and find popularity on the internet or on rentals. While many of us are overjoyed to see Arrested Development return, we can't help but notice good shows are consistently pushed aside in favor of another season of American Idol or half-witted sitcoms. While popular tastes continue to favor the same formulaic themes, demographics such as those that watch 30 Rock or Parks and Rec will be left without a network to produce such higher tiers of shows. If the Arrested Development release model works well for Netflix, perhaps you can see other old favorites resurrected and a new medium available for the next generation of television consumers.
Hello, I'm Victoria Falcone from LTV News, here with a special interview with one of the lead actors from ACT's production of The Last Days of Judas Iscariot. Here with me today is Jacqueline Trippi. Thank you so much for being here today, Jacqueline.
Oh, anytime.
Okay, so how did you first get involved with this play?
I've been involved with ACT since my freshman year here because I always liked acting. And then once we found out that Stan Cahill would be coming and directing Judas, I knew I wanted to work with him because he has an IMDb page like 100 feet long, and I knew I would learn a lot from him. So I auditioned on a limb thinking I'd probably not get anything, and then ended up with the lead.
So what was it like working with the whole crew and the cast on this specific play?
Everyone was really nice and really, really supportive. So it's great working with like such a nurturing environment.
It's always good to have the support of your cast, obviously.
Yeah.
So what was it like getting into your role of your specific character, and keeping up with her role?
It was really hard. I had a lot of lines to learn, and that was the least of my worries. Basically, getting into a character and all the emotions involved, and I had a very in-depth character, so it took a lot of time to really get to the emotional level that I needed to be at.
So overall, how do you think the entire cast and the crew think the play went? Because obviously, based on all the reviews, everyone obviously loved the play, but how did you guys think it got?
I mean, every night was different. There was always something that could have gone better and could have definitely gone worse, but overall, I think we all are really happy with the way it came out, and we all had a great time doing it, so that's what's really important.
It's obviously great to have a good time while you're working. So, all right, well, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to be at LTV with us. So that's it here from LTV. If you're interested in seeing any content from LTV, tune into channel 17 or visit our YouTube account, Lions TV at TCNJ.
And that's it for this episode of LTV News. If you're interested in being a part of Lions Television, you can email us at ltv@tcnj.edu. Visit us on our YouTube account or come to the meetings at Kendall Television Studios at 12 on Wednesdays afternoons. From all of us here at Lions Television, thank you and have a great day.